Welcome to Autodesk Inventor. My name is Mr. Galindo. Today we're going to be looking at geometric constraints, specifically constraints, hide and shown constraints, and creating and deleting constraints. Bearing in mind this is to do with geometric constraints. Now as I'm creating this rectangle here, you'll notice that there are dotted lines surrounding it. These are constraints, and we could either enter them in, or they will be automatically created as we go around creating constraints. Sometimes we cannot see these constraints. Now, to show constraints, we right-click and select the option Show Constraints. I already have mine visible to be able to demonstrate to you, but I can also hide them by right-clicking and selecting Hide All Constraints. Constraints can be modified as we go. For example, if I created a circle tool and two circles, one after the other, just here, I can then use the Constraint tab here to geometrically constrain these two objects. Using the concentric constraint, I would constrain them like so, into concentricity between the two, which would mean for these arcs or circles, they share the same center point. I can also create a tangent constraint between two objects, like so. Now, right-clicking on these constraints enables you to delete them, and which then allows you to manipulate them so they are no longer actually going to be bound by a constraint or conforming to that constraint. To minimize again and stop seeing all the constraints, simply right-click and select Hide All Constraints. And that is creating geometric constraints. Thank you for listening.